experienced before, that that's like this.
I like anything that's moving the hips.
And all the hip movements.
When I get done with Doonya, I'm like drenched in sweat, completely drenched in sweat.
I am in the best shape of my life.
Yeah, I lost a lot of weight.
It's been more than a year of really enjoying every single class. It just makes me happy.
It's just a fantastic type of music and a fantastic type of dance. It's such a celebration.
Hi, I'm Kajal.
And I'm Priya, and we're the founders of Doonya. So Doonya is a non-stop, high-energy, cardio, strength-building Bollywood workout.
You know, we really see Doonya as a lifestyle. It's just bringing you health and happiness and tips to live your best life.
So Doonya means world in many different languages, and so it's our way of sharing Bollywood and the culture and the spirit that makes us happy and brings us alive with everyone. We also want it to be something that everyone can feel that's also a part of their life and they can bring into their homes and enjoy dancing and having fun.
Well, we started Doonya as more of a dance company, really focusing on choreography and learning routines. And then one day we just realized that our students were getting other results from it. And they talked to us about their weight loss and just what they were gaining from it and asked us to create a fitness program. We took a couple of years, got different certifications, and here we are today with Bollywood as our platform for fitness.
What gives Doonya an edge is that it's not only fun, but it's the most intense workout you'll ever do.
Yeah, you don't realize it's going to be intense because you're like, oh, it's Bollywood. It's just shaking your hips and smiling a lot, which it is totally that, but it's so much more. We base Doonya in 4 styles of dance. So we use Bhangra, we use other folk styles like Gujarati Garba and, you know, Rajasthani folk. And then we also have elements of classical dance, and we have what we call Bolly Pop. So that brings in the new westernized Bollywood with like hip hop and rib isolations and everything. And by putting those 4 things together, you get various levels of intensity when it comes to cardio. You're naturally working different parts of your body and just getting at every single muscle. And I think that that's something that surprises people when they come. So, you know, they're smiling a lot, and then at the end they're like, we're so sweaty, and that was a lot harder, but so much fun. Doonya can be done by anybody. You know, we've seen beginners come in, they're a little skeptical, they're like, we've never tried this before. And our advice to everyone is always just have fun with it.
So the Doonya student body is very diverse, really international, from all over the world. Some of them have never even seen a Bollywood film, but they love the music, they love the energy of it, and it just makes you want to smile.
But we act out some of the words, we keep it true to Bollywood, where you're actually the character that's acting out the songs. I grew up loving hip-hop and loving kind of the grounded movements, as well as Bollywood, of course. But what I love is that with our Bolly Pop style, we can combine those. So I get the hip movements that I like, but I join it with rib isolations, and I don't know, it kind of makes me feel cool. So I think I enjoy that aspect of it a lot.
For me, I really love the folk style moves because it reminds me of how I learned about Indian dance as a kid from my mom and my aunts, spending a lot of time in India learning Rajasthani folk. And then I just love the jumping around. We have glide steps and lots of scoots and tucks that you're using your core, but the music just really keeps me going. I was working at the World Bank in development economics. And I loved my work there, but dance started taking more and more of my time. And then I met Kajal, and then it started taking more of our time together, and we were able to build the business together. And at the same time, I always wanted to get my master's degree, so I went to get my MBA at NYU to continue studying business and social enterprise, were 2 passions of mine. I worked internships in Pakistan and in Malawi, Ethiopia, Niger. I traveled the world, and one thing that just kept coming back to me was Doonya. And like, no matter what work I did, no matter what I explored and wanted to challenge myself with, it was always Doonya that was at my heart, and Kajal was there to kind of support that dream of mine. And then, so after business school, I decided to go back into it full time, and the rest is history.
So I have my master's in organizational psychology, so I was doing government consulting when I met Priya, and you know, we were doing Doonya at the same time that I was working, and one day my manager came up to me and was like, you know, reviews are coming up and I really want you to work towards getting promoted as a manager. And the minute I heard these words come out of her mouth, I realized that that's not where my heart was, and that my heart was in Doonya. And I just looked at her and said, I'm quitting. And I didn't know I was gonna say it. I just walked into her office and said it. And you know, I got back to my office and called my parents and said, I just quit my job. And my dad said, make sure you get health insurance. So it's so funny to look back on those days now. We saw a huge difference in how Doonya has developed since then. And I think just putting both of our backgrounds together, I got my master's and Priya went to business school, got her master's, I think to make Doonya what it is.
What's cool is that when I remember the first advisor that we sat with, and he had asked us, okay, so what's your dream for Doonya? Like, where do you see this? And we had said at that point, we want to bring Doonya to everyone in the world. We wanted to make it accessible to everyone. And at that point, it just seemed like the craziest dream ever. And we just want to keep dreaming bigger, and like having a TV show where everyone can access it and watch Doonya is like getting us closer to that dream.
My dad was very supportive in the sense that he's always believed in following your heart. And he's always told me to make sure that I'm happy and to make sure that I'm doing what I love. My mom, of course, wants that, and she's always wanted that, but she's a little skeptical. And so when I first